Simple is a card that earns me rewards with no annual fees.
Simple is 1.5% cash back on all of my purchases.
It's a card where I earn cash rewards with no confusing point system and no surprise fees.
I can even get a $300 cash bonus just for spending $3,000 on purchases in my first 3 months.
And that's why I love my cashback Visa credit card from BECU.
Because BECU wants what's best for me. And sometimes the best things are simple.
Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser.
It is time for Beat Migs, and we've made it. It's Friday. Gotta get down. Sure. Weekend. Partying.
Yes.
Indeed. Happy Friday, everybody!
Woo, yeah.
Hopefully the weather's I don't know what the weather's gonna do. The weather's gonna weather, I think.
Yes, the weather's going to weather all weekend long.
Yeah,
well, you really put a lot of work into that, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I was like, it was a little bit of sunshine, and I was like, oh, that's fun. And then I looked at the clouds, and I'm like, oh no. So go do something and dress appropriately. I have no idea what that will be. So good luck to you. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Dan in Seattle. Dan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Bye.
For those playing at home, Dan will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Dan, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Definitely.
Nice. Which former vice president won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2007?
Dick Cheney.
No.
Joe Biden.
No.
Pass.
What was the name of the youngest Tanner daughter on Full House?
Michelle.
Yes. In the card game Bridge, what is considered the highest of the 4 suits?
Spade.
Yes. Heidi Klum was married to which singer with a single name?
Seal.
Yes. What 2 baseball players make up the Battery?
Pass.
Which movie icon starred as Dorothy in 1939's The Wizard of Oz?
Judy Garland.
Yes. How many U.S. states have names that are only 4 letters long?
22.
No.
4.
No.
18.
No. Salt and Peppa consisted of salt, Peppa, and whom else?
Paprika.
No.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4 correct. Best wrong answer ever.
You were thinking of, that is from Blue's Clues. There's Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper and their daughter Paprika. So I can see where he was thinking. I followed along.
That's amazing.
And then they had another kid named Cinnamon.
Oh, I like
believe.
the Spicy Family.
Steve, you're back. Sir, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Which former vice president won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2007?
Vice president. I don't even know.
Do you know
Mondale.
No. Do you know any vice presidents?
Well, they all became presidents then. Kerry?
No.
Al Gore.
Yes. What was the name of the youngest Tanner daughter on Full House?
That would be Michelle Tanner.
Yes. In the card game Bridge, what is considered the highest of the 4 suits?
Jack.
No.
Heart.
No.
Aces.
No.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Heidi Klum was married to which singer
Seal.
with a single name? Yes. What 2 baseball players make up the Battery?
2 baseball players. Pitcher and the catcher?
Yes. Which movie icon starred as Dorothy in 1939's The Wizard of Oz?
Judy Garland.
Yes. How many U.S. states have names that are only 4 letters long?
3.
Yes. Salt and pepper
Nice.
consisted of salt, pepper, and whom else?
Oh, Spinderella.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You win 7-4. Back to your winning ways.
Sorry about that, Danny.
Nice effort. And he had a backup there, so at least he was able to get more than just 3 right.
Disappointing that they,
Yeah, the two of them together did not defeat Steve.
Yeah, a lifeline, huh?
Yeah, there was someone that yelled at least the Full House answer in the background.
yeah. That's it, though.
Yep, and I'll allow it as long as I hear some sort of noise from out there. That's correct. So, do you want to try the card game bridge? That was the only one you didn't.
Did I lose to this guy playing Texas Hold'em? Yes, I did. He said ace is the highest suit.
Yeah,
and I lost to him.
there are 4 suits.
Yeah, I know. I screwed up. I meant to say diamonds.
Okay, well, you'd still be wrong.
Hearts.
Yeah.
You'd still be wrong.
All right. Then there's
Wow.
spades.
There you go. And what's the last suit? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You got there. You got there.
Notice that
you
the
know.
ace of spades is pretty big.
The ace of
It kind of
spades.
lets
Yep.
you know that that's the power suit.
Thanks for that. Congrats on
okay.
your win, man.
Nice work, Steve.
Thank you. A win's a win. That's all that
No,
matters.
it's really not nice. And, yeah, some wins are really ugly. Hey, you know what it's time for? It's time for the people. Time for you to speak. I'm talking listeners on the loose. 206-421-ROCK, Texas at 77999.
Hey, you got something to say? They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. Brought to you by Puget Law Group. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Hey, man, it's your time. It is your time, as long as you obey what Steve says.
And that's just to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you're going to have to gong. I'm going to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
Goodbye. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Sam and Squim, you are on the Rock.
BJ Miggs, what's up?
Hey, buddy, what you got?
Well, I need some advice from you, BJ. I got a 27-year-old daughter at home that lives in the basement.
Oh, hey.
And she...
Is her name Sarah?
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, so anyway, yesterday she went to the hospital with stomach pain, and it turns out she has, the doctor told her she has ulcers from eating greasy food. And so this morning I get a text from my significant other saying that she came upstairs and asked if she wanted Wendy's for lunch. And I'm like, how do I not go home and put my size 12 boot right in her keister?
Yeah. So...
But she's getting ulcers from greasy food, and she's still going to go get greasy food.
Apparently.
Oh, my
God. I'm
God.
like, you've got more than 2 brain cells to rub together. What's going on here?
Well, Wendy's is delicious, and sometimes it's willing to deal with the pain.
I have experienced digestive tract, issues with people and myself in life. It's not an easy thing, but if they've got it nailed down to ulcers, then at least okay, I know what to do. That is, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's a young person, though. I would hope that your significant other is understanding of, hey, man, we got to get this kid well. You're just going to have to say no. No, you're not having greasy food. Yeah, I don't know who the problem is with, the significant other or the kid or both. That's the trouble right there.
Well, the problem's got to be with the kid. It's like, how do I have sympathy for you if you're going to be an idiot?
Yeah. That's a great question.
That's a guy way of looking at it. But
it's like when the kid finally touches something hot, and you're like, well, I hope you learned the lesson if they do it again. You're like, what the hell's wrong with you? You knew that hurt last time.
Yeah, it's...
There you go.
I'll tell you this, though, dude, as a guy that has a hard time with food. Like, food for me is my alcohol, my drug, and it looks like I should be able to be better. It really, really does. A lot of times it's like, hey, man, why can't you just have a salad? Or why do you have to have all that candy? Why do you have, and it's, but when you got an addiction to something, it's not as easy. It really, and
yeah, if a salad tasted as good as a triple Baconator, trust me, I'd eat a salad every day.
Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, that really is the story. So, getting more information about why people do things they shouldn't do, even though they know they're not supposed to, usually has something to do with addictive behavior. And a boot in the keister, I don't know. I mean, it may be a short-term fix, but there may be other stuff going on. And it would be cool maybe if your daughter starts maybe talking to somebody about, why she eats the way she eats to the point that she's making herself sick. I think that would be super helpful if you guys can figure that out. But, your daughter has to want to do the talking. I mean, she may not want to.
And I know it's not the... Man, that just makes me want to have Wendy's after I listen to that story.
I know,
right? I was like, my stomach just started making sounds like Wendy's sounds delicious, Steve.
I already got myself some plans for lunch now, and now I want to change them.
I know.
That double Baconator is really good, Steve.
It really is.
Well, go ahead. I mean, it seems like you keep yourself in decent enough shape that you can hit wherever you want once in a while. And it'll be okay.
No, man. I mean, there's. I already had one fast food experience this week. I can't keep going back.
Oh, see.
I had the Impossible Whopper the other night, and I was like, that was yummy.
Nice.
Yeah. And at least, do you like that now? You were telling us, though, that sometimes those plant-based things aren't the best for you. So do you just like the flavor of the Impossible over the regular?
Oh, it's a long story. I haven't had meat in a little bit, so I've been just kind of flirting with just changing some things up, just to kind of just challenge myself. Oh. I'm not really making any kind of profound statement. I'm not I'm now vegan, but I have been pretty much. I haven't had any meat.
That.
Well, I'm not going to be one of those guys.
I want memos. You should, but you got to send me emails.
I'll send you an email.
In your life. Memos.
I haven't had meat in over 2 months.
Is that just red meat and pork, or
all
chicken
meat.
too? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't had any meat in over 2 months.
Horrible.
Why?
Because a couple of days ago, I was giving you so much grief over really getting excited over that vegan restaurant. I didn't know that, you were like, hey, I'm going to try to go meat free. Because now I feel like, I'm beating up a guy that made a choice.
No, I don't care what you do.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I've worked with you long enough to not care about that.
That's the spirit.
You should care about what I
do. The
do.
hardest, though, is the dairy part. I've been pretty good, but there's been a couple of moments where I'm just challenging myself just for the hell of it, just to see.
So is it full vegan or just vegetarian?
It's been free. I don't want to go say I'm full vegan because I've had a couple moments where there might have been a little bit of I don't even know. So, my protein powder was had some dairy in it, and I was like, okay.
Well,
I was like, I'm going to finish that before that thing's expensive. I'm not.
Okay.
So
well, I don't know if I can talk to you. I didn't know you were doing the protein powder that had dairy.
Man, I can't wait for full vegan Steve, though, because according to the documentary Scott Pilgrim versus the World, you're going to unlock all of your superpowers pretty soon.
Well, I'm about a month full vegan.
Ooh-wee,
so,
man.
Yeah.
So can we start calling you Stegan?
That's what they call me.
Wait, no cheese either?
I haven't had cheese.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What in the?
I don't think I know you anymore.
You know what? It's I have my yearly physical coming up. Well, I just had it, but I had the blood work coming up, and I'm just curious to see what does it do to your body? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not even that's why it's I'm not trying to make any kind of profound statement. I even told my wife, I'm like, it might come a point where I'm just gonna want to eat that damn fish. And I'm not bound to anything, but I'm just curious to see
how was your last physical? Was there stuff?
She touched my boys. It was weird, but that's just what happens every year.
I didn't ask you how the dentist was. I asked you how your last physical was. I mean, so do you see? Do you think you have markers that you think will show significant change, like a sugar marker or cholesterol marker? Is that what
I don't know anything yet because, long story short, it's a new place that the doctor's at, and I called them. I'm like, should I come in early to get my blood work done? That way I can, have that. And they're like, no, you need to come here first because it's new and blah, 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 blah. And I go in there, and then the doctor's like, are you fasting? Are you going to get your blood work done today? I'm like, no, they told me I had to come here first. And she threw her arms in the air like she was annoyed. She's like, what's wrong with this place? And I'm like, God, I thought it was weird too. So now I have to go get my blood work.
Oh.
And, yeah, it's like, what a waste.
I'm very excited to hear if in fact that you can compare whatever you did, whatever you got going on now with your blood work to what you had a year ago or so. That's kind of exciting. It's
more just out of pure curiosity. That's why I'm not damn it, I'm now a vegan man.
I can save you all the work right now. I can tell you your blood work is going to be a lot better than my blood work. So there you go. Well, I'm not because I'm not a vegan.
I'm having a competition with you, BJ.
No, but I'll save you the trouble.
right?
Your blood work's going to be a lot better. That's a fact by not eating what I'm eating. That's for sure.
But I still enjoy looking at food that has meat in it. It's weird. I don't have I see commercials for burgers. I'm like, that looks awesome.
I like to window shop.
Yeah.
I mean, I like looking at ladies, but I'm married, so
but
I'll
dude,
just have this one.
Having those Beyond Meat options, I don't know how someone could have done it back in the day. I was talking to one of my buddies who is vegan, and he was just like, yeah, it's so much easier nowadays than when it was 10 years ago for that person.
It was a beating.
Yeah, BJ, didn't you have those tofurkeys?
Oh, dude, it was horrible. We weren't vegan, but we were vegetarian, which means there was no meat. And yeah, there was nothing. If we had an Impossible, like the Impossible Company, God, it would have been so much better. It was really tough.
It's insane how much it's changed. And even I went to the gas station. We went to wrestle in Oregon. We stopped at a gas station, and then I see the wall of beef jerky. And man, that was one of the ones where I'm like, oh, those beef jerkies look really nice. And then I see a Beyond Meat beef jerky brand.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Oh, look at this!
And it was pretty damn good.
Hey,
really?
What was it? Because I've had
I
watermelon
think it was
jerky,
beef jerky, actually.
and it wasn't great.
I have no idea. It's just that Beyond Meat brand.
Type. Okay.
So
okay.
they just use whatever they use to make their burgers and their hot dogs or their sausages, and they turned it into a beef jerky. But it was like a teriyaki flavored one. And it was
Yum.
great.
That's got to be amazing because I used to get a beef jerky from Whole Foods way back in the day that, I mean, it was a good substitute, but it was like sometimes you felt like you were chewing a tire. I mean, it was just, and I don't know what brand it was, but I remember I used to just get it, because Whole Foods was the only place that had a lot of vegetarian options and vegan options way back in the day when I was a veg. So I bet it's probably really good compared to what I used to get.
For me, it's just been like a challenge in the sense of also it helps control my moderation of like how much I'm eating. Because I'll go somewhere and something like backstage at one of the Defy shows, they had this just a ridiculous amount of food for everybody after the show, but they also had a couple little vegan options. I'm like, oh, I'll eat that, but I'm like, if I wasn't challenging myself, I would have ate the 3 slices of pizza, and I would have had this, and I would have had that, and it's been kind of fun, just trying to rewire my brain. I don't need to eat until I'm bloated.
Yeah, well, I'd like you to then rewire my brain when you're done.
This is an uphill
me
battle.
too. While you're at it,
okay, you guys.
I think that would be really helpful.
Hard enough for one. I don't need that pressure.
Sorry, buddy.
Come on, Steve.
You're the guy now.
I'm even more excited to go to the vegan restaurant with you then.
Well, that's why I was excited because we're going to go to that Luna Park place as well at some point, and they have a whole entire vegan menu. That's just would be a full menu elsewhere.
Well, it makes all the sense of the world now. Now I get it. It was like, oh, no wonder you're so excited for all this stuff. Well,
I didn't bring it up. Rev brought up the pickle pizza there.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but
I'm willing to go with it, though.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, man, here I am going, what's wrong with you, Steve? Why is it always going to be about vegan? And it turns out, well, because I am, pal. I'm doing that right now. Oh,
He's
okay.
living it.
Someone's like, wait, no, that means no spicy tuna roll? No, I've been having a lot of avocado rolls, I'll tell you. My wife and I get sushi, I get 5 of those rolls. I'm like,
oh, they
wow,
are
okay.
So can you get some of the spicy tuna sauce and put it on the avocado roll, please?
They do a roll that has they make it look like a nigiri, but they use tomato.
Oh,
and I've tried it. Not worth that. No.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money.
Not worth the sushi prices for that.
No, just get another avocado roll. Avocado rolls are so damn good.
They are really good.
I could eat 8 of them a day. I'm like, this is so good. It's like candy.
Remember the moderation, sir.
I know that's the problem, Rev.
Moderation, schmoderation. That's for quitters.
So I want to know though, how do you feel from all? I do feel. I don't know.
With your fingers, right?
I do feel with my fingers. You're absolutely right. I think I feel about a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I was already eating healthy-ish.
Well. Yeah,
It's not like I just stopped eating fast food every day and then switched to salads.
It's a tough one because obviously the dairy. A lot of people think dairy's not good for you, but when it comes to like lean meats and good meats as opposed to not meat, the way you were eating, I don't know how much of a difference you're going to see. Cutting out the dairy is good, but I thought you were eating pretty healthy, at least with your meat options. From what I could tell. So, and I think I think that's the difference is just cutting out the fats and the sugars and everything. And, and the people that eat lean meat or people that don't eat meat, I feel like it'll be similar.
That's why the dairy one's tough, though, because sometimes you don't even realize something has dairy in it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to get that. And you look on the back, contains dairy. I'm like, why does this have dairy? Why are you effing with me, damn it?
Yeah, just to F with you.
Right.
Well, you know what? If you can master your mind, man, I mean, that has been my challenge for years, as I've gone up and down on weight and everything. And for me, I just eat my feelings. And that's what I've done my entire life. And that's my food thing is I have just got to, in general, get food under control. But if you can come up with a way, like you said, this experiment to basically, train your brain to basically you be in charge, that's not horrible.
Yeah, just the idea of challenging myself. I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. Let me see how long I could go. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm 2 months without meat. This is nuts.
Wow.
Over 2 months now.
Well, it doesn't. It also, you've always said your wife makes great vegan food, so that doesn't hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. My wife was the same way. She could always cook some really good vegetarian stuff. So that's why I say wasn't a big problem. And my favorite cuisine is Indian, and so that pretty much lends itself to a lot of great vegetarian things.
That helps so much.
We did a buttered chicken, but with tofu instead last night, BJ.
Yeah, but isn't there dairy in the butter chicken?
Not how my wife made it, no.
Oh, your wife made it. Oh,
and
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
get
okay.
it because you could get it like Indian places. You could ask them Indian food places like, hey, can you replace it with coconut milk?
Oh, can we
And they
still
will.
go? Oh, they will.
Yeah,
So
Karma
we
does
just-
that all the time
so
for
we
my
can go
wife.
to Karma. So I was going to say no more Karma Indian for us, but there is.
Oh yeah,
Woo!
the hits keep on coming.
Okay.
He just made his day.
Okay. I mean, I'm all for it. This time I'm going to have to let you order for us.
So it said all meat you've given up, even Ryan's. No, that's not nice.
Well, Steve, he don't eat meat, but he sure likes the bone.
Like Steve, I had a 32-ounce ribeye and baked potato and spinach last night. Sucks to be you.
Oh, man.
So you're like the perfect person. Like if you ever decided to go full vegan, you're the perfect person to do so because anybody trying to make fun of you, it'll just roll off your
I don't
back.
care.
It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like it is what it is.
You're not a preaching vegan
It
or
is
anything.
so weird, though. When I first met you, you were like, the super meat eater, and I was the veg. It's
Yes.
so bizarre how our roles have reversed.
Well, the funny part is even with my wife, because when I decided to do this, like this was no urging from her. Because when she first started, she tried it. Like, are you in with me? I'm like, yeah, I got this with you. And then 5, maybe 10 minutes later, I'm like, I can't do this. And she's like, we haven't even had a vegan meal yet. How could you give up being vegan? I'm like, I just thought about all the chicken wings and the pizza and all this. And
Oh, yeah.
this time around, it was more like, I just want to see how this goes. And when I told her, she's like, wait, what? And I was like, I just want to see how I'm already so used to it because like I always joke like 70% of my meals in a day are vegan, which is not really a lie. But now it's like, okay, now I just got to like think about all those other times when I'm not around her. Just look for vegan options.
Well, listen, man, I'm 100% behind you.
But I ain't going to be at like a lunch with you guys like, do you know what happened to the animals that you're about to eat? Like, that's
you're
not
not
going
gonna
to
do
be.
that? 'Cause
I mean,
I
unless
look
you
at-
want me to, then it'll be fun.
I mean,
like,
go for it. It doesn't bother me.
I spent time on a farm. I know what happens to those animals.
I will.
You're
fight.
not going to scare me.
I like anybody that wants to raise up any sort of debate. I'm ready.
Oh, gosh.
So now I'm no longer an Acropolis guy. I'm now, what's the other one? Diablo? Yeah.
Casa Diablo, where they
That's right.
they give you $2 bills to tip.
Yeah, but it's a vegan
sorry.
menu.
I know, but you're going to be
Sorry,
tipping extra
Acropolis.
for the ladies.
See, it's more expensive to be
I
vegan.
know, it is.
Let's go back to that meat.
That's what she said.
Yep.
It is listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls, more of your texts at 933 on the Rock.
Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger is back. A flavor spectacle of pretzel proportion. Featuring applewood smoked bacon and hot and juicy beef. It puts beer cheese on top of Munster cheese and a pretzel bun on top of all that. Simply put, Wendy's Pretzel Pub puts the EAT in greatness. Try one today and see for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger.
For a limited time only at participating Wendy's.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I got some text from earlier. We were having a discussion about what was the topic was just about the crazy things you learned about your coworker. And I love
right.
this.
Yeah.
This text is great. My coworker was a groupie back in the 80s. You would never guess that she's a sweet, older, family-based lady that knits blankets for all of us at the workplace, LOL. One company happy hour, she had a couple of drinks and just started sharing the most epic stories of banging dudes, and some of them are rock stars.
Whoa.
Oh, hey now.
That's awesome.
I feel like if I was an older woman, I would just say I was a groupie. You know what I
What,
mean?
just lie about it?
Yes, I
What
totally
a poser.
would.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I would pose like a Mo. Who's going to argue with you? You're a grandmother going, oh, yeah, that Mick Jagger, I gave it to him. Yeah, why not? I mean, it makes for great stories at the bar. Why not?
Just start making up stories about having conquest with Motley Crue and Mick Jagger.
Yeah, because no one's going to believe me as like an old guy. Like, oh, you won't believe me and the Go-Go's, huh? Belinda and I. Nobody would believe it. But an old lady, how are you going to dispute it?
Well, it's funny because I remember I've always bring up my buddy Domi from time to time, who used to be a roadie for Van Halen. He was a guy I played hockey with, and then he told us he dropped that bombshell, and all of a sudden it stopped the entire locker room. We're all like, no way. And he goes into his car that he keeps it handy because he also doesn't want to have it at home, so his significant other wouldn't have found it. But he had a binder of pictures that groupies, what they would do with the roadies in order to potentially and hopefully meet Van Halen. And some of these pictures were just ridiculous. And nothing too terrible. Like some there was like these little Gremlins action figures and Gizmo, and they were strategically placed in some certain parts of like the women's bodies, and it was just. But you're looking at it, and then we start doing the math, and I'm like, at first we're joking like that's somebody's mother. I'm like, well, wait a second. That's somebody's grandmother.
Yeah, there you go.
But you're seeing them in their early 20s, and and they look great. And it's just like that has to be a trip that there's a grandma out there that at one point had Gizmo in a certain spot.
Oh yeah,
took pictures of it just with the hopes of meeting David Lee Roth. But now she's probably like a grandma to like it's like it's funny to think like somebody's passed. Their family has no idea.
I would love to hear about granny groupies.
Granny groupies would be the best stories.
So amazing.
Hashtag granny groupies.
And I don't think any rock stars gonna be mad about hearing like, oh, that you once were like this conquistador. I don't even know. Like conquistador.
There you go.
The conquestor.
Conquistor.
Yeah, I don't think anybody from Motley Crue is going to be upset about that.
That's such a trip.
Yeah, I know, man. That's it's wild. That's why I say make it up. Who's going to be you're at the bar? Who's checking? If you're a grandmother, if you're a grandfather, I think people are going to be like, oh, here you go. It's like the old fish stories. Like Grandpa will tell you how big the fish was he caught, and Grandma will tell you how big she took. But anyway,
wow.
Hey, who doesn't want to be at that Thanksgiving? No.
Some people like if I was an old woman, I would lie and pretend that I was a groupie.
Surely would. You could. I get some free drinks. People come on. I'd be more exciting than I ever was.
I mean, you could still say you were a groupie. Be like, yeah, I totally hit it with Mick Jagger. Like, no one's stopping you.
But, people look at me and go, there's no way that anybody would sink that low.
If you buy me a shot, I'll tell you about my night with Night Ranger.
Yeah. They would never believe it. They would go,
I was the original Sister Christian.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was the inspiration.
That's right. Oh, man. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
So I said, hey, everyone, I want to see if anyone's seen Top Gun Maverick yet. I saw it last night, and it was absolutely blown away by it. I watched the original film for the first time on Saturday and thought this was the perfect sequel. And then another text says, I saw Top Gun on IMAX over the weekend. The hype is real. Not only was it 100 times better than the original, but it solidifies why movie theaters aren't necessary. The last few years, us movie geeks thought that movie theaters were a thing of the past. But Tom Cruise reminded us that they're going nowhere, and he put out a perfect movie to show why they won't. And he says a bunch of stuff like, some movies are just meant on the big screen.
Wow, this guy's out of control.
Also said Tom Cruise deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award for what he's done. He's amazing. Whoa. The movie is virtually perfect, and it goes to show you special effects mean nothing. Practical effects all day.
What I'd like to know, though, is where they did use CGI, because there's a lot of programs and movies that use CGI in a very cool way that you don't notice it, because it's obviously you notice it when you're watching like a superhero movie, but like there are backgrounds and landscapes and things that are added. You go, wow, I didn't know that was CGI'd. So I would like to know what they did in Top Gun, because they had to do some
for sure.
Though a lot of it was very practical, because that's Tom Cruise. He wanted to do that.
And I'm with him. I know, like a lot of people. Yeah, Tom Cruise is off his rocker, and I don't think anyone's going to deny that. But how do you deny his just star power? He's like the most bankable action movie star, or just movie star.
Dude, think about who's been relevant. He's been relevant for how many decades? I mean, you go back. I mean, this is the perfect bookend: Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. He's got like both of those movies were massively successful, and Tom Cruise in both of them. Who has a career like that? You got to give him a lot of props.
And he evolved, because I did not like Tom Cruise. I didn't think anything of him as an actor from the early days of Top Gun and Risky Business, and was it the Color of Money?
Yep, Cocktail.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire started to recognize.
Okay.
Like,
started turning it around
that's around one, but it was Mission Impossible that really made me fall in love with Tom Cruise as an actor.
Tom Cruise,
yeah. 80s Tom Cruise meant nothing to me.
He cares. Same. The thing is he cares. The guy, he really, really cares about putting out a good product.
Yep.
And that had me turn the corner on him. It's like, look, whatever you think of him as a person or whatever, even if you think he's the best actor in the world, I love a dude that says, this is important to me, and I want to give you the best thing that you've seen on screen. You got to love a guy like that. And, has anybody else seen it but me? Because I think I might feel it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, my wife mentioned that maybe she's like, we should go see that in the theaters. I'm like, no, let's go.
Well done. It's very, very well done. And actually, Tom Cruise is a lot more likable in this one than the original Top Gun. But then again, 1986, it's hard to judge anything. I would say everybody in that movie in 1986 was like, wow, that's not Val Kilmer's best work. That's not this person's best work. Though Meg Ryan, I will say, in 86, you could tell she was going to be a star. She just stole the screen just the way she was in that movie. You're like, okay, you can see why Meg Ryan went on to do a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, Maverick is it's good. It's very, very good. And I can't believe I'm sitting there going, I'm watching a non-science fiction, non-superhero movie. Wow. When was the last time I did that?
Gosh, yeah, right?
And when was the last time that kind of movie made as much money as Top Gun made? It's worth seeing, and he's right. It's worth seeing on the big screen, no doubt about it.
All right,
so
fine.
I got nothing bad to say about
Steve,
that movie.
It's up to you, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like that's the movie you're going to want to see in theaters because Jurassic World, the new one, comes out today, and it's already getting poo-pooed.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not doing well.
I thought it would.
A texter said, "Hey, I just saw the new Jurassic World last night, and it was okay for being the last in the series. You thought it could have been better.
Yeah,
worth a watch though."
Okay. It's one of those, I feel like you'll probably watch it in the theaters and then never watch it again.
And the RT on that, Rotten Tomatoes, critics are 33%.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, it's the third movie in the thing, so it's not going to get a whole lot.
I'm not surprised.
But they got everybody back, though. Like, they got Jeff Goldblum and everybody.
Do they have the Tyrannosaurus Rex back?
I hope.
But
then also, the audience score with over 1,000 verified is at 79%.
Boom.
Oh.
So it's still acceptable for a lot of them.
Those have to be Jurassic Park fans. This early in the game, who's going to go see it? But people that really love
Of course, yeah. Who's going on a weeknight to go see Jurassic Park unless you're a fan?
Well, the good news is if you are a fan, then you'll probably like it. Like Rev said, that with the 70-something%, that's good news. I will probably wait for that to come on, like one of my movie services. I'm not going to run out and see that.
Yeah, I'll just go watch the original Jurassic Park again. I'm cool. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know about the special effects holding up.
Oh, dude, no. I've watched it recently, and it's
really?
still...
Same.
Yeah. They use a lot of...
people say they don't hold up. You guys say
they hold up
do?
really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, at least the first one.
Yeah, because it was still done it wasn't that long ago. How long ago was the
It was
first
like
Jurassic?
93?
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
never
that's
mind.
dude, it was a long
I thought it was like early 2000s.
But they used
My
a
bad.
lot. They used a lot of practical effects. They didn't use a lot of CGI or anything like that. So that's why I feel like it still holds up.
They used real dinosaurs. I remember that
Yes.
too.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Everyone was mad that the poor dinosaurs, the working conditions.
Yeah,
all
Peter
that
got
stuff.
really involved in it, and then after that, they had to use fake ones.
Peter ruined everything, man. They ruined everything.
Don't they?
They really do. I'm tired of it. I really am. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
So, are any of you guys excited about the new Mike Tyson show that's going to be on Hulu? Yes.
I didn't know about this.
It's like a mini series about the life of Mike Tyson with actors. So it's not like a documentary.
Oh, it's not Mike himself.
No, they have people playing him as a kid and as he grows up.
So
I think
is
it's like
this
8
Hulu's
episodes.
thing? Is this Hulu's thing? They did Pam and Tommy and Mike Tyson. I think they did somebody else. I can't remember.
That show Candy that we started watching is based on a true story as well.
Oh, so you guys in for this?
It looks great.
Okay. I might have to watch it. When's it starting?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Hopefully before I cancel my Hulu.
How long we got, Steve?
Well, I'm going to blink, and next thing you know, the hockey season starts up again. And I'm like, keep it for the next season.
Yeah, right?
I know.
I believe it's August 20th, but I know for sure it's in August.
Yeah, it looks like August 25th.
Damn, there's so many shows starting.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, maybe when we get to August, or whatever, but there's a couple of shows starting in August that, there's too much TV. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, it's called Mike on Hulu, and it
Wow,
premieres
that's a weird
August
name. Why?
25th.
All right, August 25th for Mike. Very bizarre title. Don't know why they did that, but hey, listen, Hollywood.
Hollywood does the crazy things.
I love the image of it too because it shows a boxing glove. It looks like the guy's laying down, but it also has a pigeon on the boxing glove.
Well,
amazing.
This is amazing.
It's like
I have
we're
to watch
covering
it just 'cause of
everything.
that. Yeah.
They were a big part of his life. So, look at that. That's the dude playing Mike Tyson.
The
Boy,
dude playing Mike Tyson looks great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any sort of makeup they've done or CGI or if he just looks like the dude. It's nuts.
I think
mean,
it just looks like the dude, and then of course, you throw a little face tattoo on it. That helps as well.
Oh yeah,
for the later stage of Mike, of course.
When I put my face tattoo, everyone was mistaking me for Mike Tyson as soon as I had the tattoo.
Oh yeah, people were crossing the street. They were afraid you were going to punch them.
Oh, they knew it was up.
You got to check out the end of the trailer because they hint, you can see him going in for the bite for Evander Holyfield's ear.
Oh.
So they're like, and then they cut away. So definitely go check out the trailer.
I wonder if they'll do like what they did with Pam and Tommy, and the ear will talk. a little chunk. Be like,
That'd be
Mike, why'd you bite me?
hysterical. I think that needs to happen. That'll be the signature for every Hulu biopic type show is that some body part starts talking to you.
It's like their own little Easter egg of what they do.
Alrighty.
Hi,
Okay.
Mike, what are you doing?
All right. Well, we got a big question that has to be answered right now. What do Ryan Castle and M&M's have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
M's have in common.
Something about melting in Steve's mouth.
Dude, I've never seen more text about something melting in my mouth and not in my hands.
It's so easy.
It writes itself.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm trying to even find something that has nothing to do with that.
No, it's
you
really
can get a
all
handful
about-
for $1 at the mall.
Oh, yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one. They both have nuts in them.
Yeah, they do. In
BJ's
their
a big
mouth.
fan
Less
of the
good.
nuts in them.
Yeah. Big nuts melting in your mouth.
And so it says, I don't care what they have in common. Just tell me what's wrong with M&M's. Can I still eat them? Haha.
No, they're fine.
Okay, good.
Well, it's about a couple of workers in M&M's at a factory in Pennsylvania. 2 workers had to be rescued because they got trapped in a huge vat of chocolate and could not get out. Boy, that's like...
What a way to go, though.
You're right, dude. I was thinking that if I got to drown, I want to drown in chocolate. I mean,
It's like that scene from Strange Brew when they fall into like the giant vat of beer and they drink their way out of it. Would you try and drink your way out of this with chocolate?
Oh, man.
I was thinking about the chubby kid in the Chocolate River and Charlie and the Chocolate.
Augustus, right?
Great scene.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, it was only waist high, so they did not drown. So eventually, somebody did get him out. But now we got to wonder: do they have to decontaminate the chocolate? Can they do that, or do they got to just dump it all out? And will they send it to my house? That's the Ryan Castle.
Speaking of chocolate dumps,
wow, he's got 12 of them. I don't know. He's next. That's what he is.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Big day yesterday for Britney Spears as she married her longtime boyfriend, Sam Asghari, yesterday.
I'm very sad I wasn't invited.
You would like to have been invited. There were some luminaries there. Madonna was there. Paris Hilton was there.
Put me at Paris Hilton's table.
Selena Gomez was there. You sure don't want to be at her table?
No, because I want to be at Paris Hilton's table. That way, when dinner gets served, every time I try and bite my foot, I go, "Oh, that's hot."
Oh,
to the point where she gets so annoyed they kick me out.
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger is back. A flavor spectacle of pretzel proportion. Featuring applewood smoked bacon and hot and juicy beef. It puts beer cheese on top of Munster cheese and a pretzel bun on top of all that. Simply put, Wendy's Pretzel Pub puts the EAT in greatness. Try one today and see for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger.
For a limited time only at participating Wendy's.